Check, check, check. Ecuador got off their World Cup campaign off to a flying start by beating, of course, the hosts and, of course, surprise package, Qatar, that's right, 2-0 in the end. And, of course, both goals coming from Erna Valencia, that's right. We were there all the bloody way watching, of course, the game unfold. But, of course, what was it all about? Qatar looked very, very average, very average. In fact, beginner level. I was very surprised with the standard of play from Qatar in their opening game as they hosted. All eyes were on this game. The whole wide world was here from, of course, all corners of it, even down under, trying to keep it up to date what was going on in the World Cup. But of course, only one team showed up. That's right, and it was Ecuador. They looked all the piece of the pie there, didn't they? They looked good. Or just was Qatar that bad? 2-0 in the end, and I really didn't see any hope with Qatar, especially in the first half. I thought they were basic on average or even average, and they were making so many errors, and it could have even been more than 2-0 if my knowledge of football was a little bit better, because I thought the first goal, which I thought was a legitimate goal, which was struck off by Valencia as well, could have technically had a hat-trick today, but no, it wasn't good enough. It was offside, but it didn't take him long to get his first. A penalty on the 16th minute, coolly slotted home, of course, and he got his second on the 31st minute. And of course, like I said, it could have been more, could have been 4, 5 or 6. Don't get me wrong, though, Qatar in the second half came out with the tails up and of course fancied the chances to get something out of this game, or at least to cause some problems, but still they couldn't break the deadlock. They had a couple of long range efforts, and we'll elaborate on all that on the post-match review, where hopefully we'll hear from the likes of Alejandro, who is an Ecuadorian supporter, about this game, and of course what more can we expect from them. But of course, possession based was going in favour of 53% to go in favour of Ecuador, 47% going in favour of Qatar, but of course Ecuador had 6 chances compared to the 5 of Qatar, but none of those are on target. That's the problem there, whereas Ecuador had 3 of them on target, with 2 of them resulting in the back of the net. So yeah, 486 passes compared to 434 for Qatar, 84 success rate with the passing compared to the 80 for Qatar as well. A couple of corners as well, but of course Ecuador off to a flyer. They top the charts, of course, now looking over their shoulders at the Dutchies, and Senegal, of course, will be locking horns tomorrow night. But of course, can anybody stop this man right now towards the golden boot? Couple of goals to his name, and he could have had it even more than that. So we'll see. And he did get off injured a little bit later into the second half. Hopefully precautionary more than anything else, but still a very, very great performance. And of course, aging. He's an aging striker, but he still knows where the back of the net is. Maybe the other aging strikers here at the World Cup will be looking at him as the benchmark for how to perform. Of course, don't forget we have non-stop coverage of the World Cup all the way through to the final. We have already had exceptional build-up to this with, of course, thoughts and opinions from both sides of the coin. We'll do, of course, hopefully get to both sides of the reaction for this game in the post-match thoughts in a detailed review later on today. So hopefully we can look forward to that. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed it so far. Non-stop content right through all the way to the final. Of course, don't forget about this, guys. We do have a phone-in later on today. It's called World Cup Daily. That's right. The link to get involved is Qatar22. Get your voice on the screen here, and of course get your opinions out there to see what you thought about that shambles today, or maybe you're looking forward to what's coming on to tomorrow. But right now, 2-0 in the bag. Ecuador got 3 points. Maybe now got to let themselves an extra life. Of course, I think they're taking on the Dutchies next, which of course will set them up nicely for, of course, Senegal in the match day for them in match number 3. With, of course, all hopes and dreams will go on to that last game. So well done. Ecuador did their bit. Qatar, though, I think it's already looking like a short, sharp tournament, following in the footsteps of maybe like South Africa not getting at the old group stages as hosts. But yeah, to be honest with you, they looked wobbly, especially in the first 10 minutes. It was like a rabbit in the headlights, and Ecuador took full advantage, and they could have had much more than just the 2 goals. But they got the 2 goals, off to a fantastic start, and again, well played to Erna Valencia and the rest of the guys. We'll come back, of course, for non-stop coverage all the way through to the final. But until then, guys and girls, we'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we're bouncing out.